Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Cooper. I hope you're enjoying the snow and keeping warm. Hopefully, you've been able to make some snow angels and some forts or snowmen, and you're enjoying your time in this winter wonderland. Today, we're going to talk about for math something new called order of operations. And it's simply a fancy name for solving a math equation, which is a math problem that involves several steps and several types of operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So we're going to remember this little saying that I have up here for you. We're going to remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And there's my Aunt Sally. Isn't she cute? So in order for us to remember this, the reason I've put this up here, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, is because each letter in the words, each letter at the beginning, is going to remind us to do something, and we're going to do it in that order. So please starts with P, and it's going to remind us that parentheses come first. Then next is the E for excuse, and the E stands for exponents. We really don't use exponents much in third grade, but it will be important to remember that in fourth grade. Next is M, which stands for my, and that reminds us of the operation that we're going to multiply next. So after we do parentheses and we do exponents, then multiplication would come next. Next would be D for dear, which helps us remember to do dividing next. A, which stands for aunt, which helps us remember adding. And S for Sally stands for subtract. So say it with me. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So let's hop right into the problem that we're going to solve. And they kind of have it broken down for you a little bit. I have the multiplication and division, the adding and subtracting on two different lines, but you're always going to work from left to right. So you're going to remember to do multiplying, then dividing, adding, and then subtracting. So let's look at the first one. Remember, P stands for parentheses. So of course, we're going to do what's in parentheses first. So we're going to do 3 times 4 first, because whatever's in parentheses gets to be first, always. They're kind of the line leader of the equation. So 3 times 4 equals 12. So then we're going to go to our next order of operations, which would be exponents, and we really don't have any exponents. I like to do what they're showing here. You're going to show that you solved 12, and then you're going to rewrite the problem with the new answers that you have. So you're going to bring down this 12 and say 12, bring down the plus sign, bring down your 12 that you've already solved, that 3 times 4 equals 12, and the minus and the 6. So next we know is going to be, we don't have any exponents, so the next thing that's going to be is multiplication or division, which we already did multiplication in the parentheses because that was first. We don't have any more multiplying, we only have adding and subtracting left. And so that's what that means with that slash through there. So we're going to keep going, and we're going to add next, because when we say, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, Aunt is first, which stands for adding. Sally is second, which stands for subtracting. So we're going to add 12 plus 12, which equals 24. And then again, you're going to bring your answers down, 24 minus 6. And then we're going to do the last step, which is subtracting 24 minus 6, and we get 18. So the answer to that problem is 18, and we wrote it in pink in this pink box. So 12 plus 3 times 4 minus 6 equals 18. So that would be our answer. Now I'm going to look at this problem I have written for us on this board, and I'm going to, hopefully you'll be able to see that. So we're going to start with this problem. Hopefully you can see it. It says 4 plus 3 times 7 minus 2 equals, and we have to solve for that. So we're going to remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And I'll write the letters here on the side. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And you may want to write that on a piece of paper or on your dry erase board when you are solving your practice problems today, just to help you remember the steps. So P is first for parentheses. So we're going to do what's in parentheses first, which is right here. 3 times 7. And remember, if I don't know 3 times 7, I can do 7 plus 7 plus 7 3 times. Or I can add 3, 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, 7 times. And I know that 3 times 7 equals 21. So again, I'm going to write that answer down, and I'm going to bring my other numbers down too. I'm going to put the 4, the plus sign, the minus, and the 2. Now, I've already done parentheses, so I'm going to cross that out. The next thing is exponents. We do not have any exponents in this problem, so I'm going to mark that out. Multiplying would be next because please excuse my for multiplying. We've already multiplied because they were in the parentheses, and we have to do parentheses first because the parentheses is the line leader. So I'm going to mark out multiplying. Next is dividing. Dividing, we don't have any dividing. The only two operations we have left are adding and subtracting. So I'm going to mark out dividing. And I just told you, please excuse my dear aunt. A stands for adding. So we're going to do the adding first. So we're going to do this next. 4 plus 21. So 4 plus 21 is 25. And I'm going to write that down. I'm also going to bring down my subtract sign and my 2 sign. And then the last thing I have to do is subtraction. So 25 minus 2 is, and we're going to put 23. So we know that 4 plus 3 times 7 minus 2 equals 23. All right, we're going to do another one just to give you a little bit more practice and see if we can help you understand a little bit more. So the next problem I'm going to do is 5 times 5, which is in parentheses, plus 4 minus 3. So hopefully you can see that. So remember, I'm going to write the letters up here. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So P, parentheses, is the first thing we're going to do. So we're going to do 5 times 5. And remember, you can count by 5s 5 times. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 5 times 5 is 25. I'm going to write my 25. I'm going to bring down my plus sign, bring down my 4, bring down my subtraction, and my 3. So I'm rewriting the problem now that I've solved 5 times 5. So we're done with parentheses. Next is exponents. Again, we do not have any exponents in this problem, so we're going to mark through them. Please excuse my. My stands for multiplication. We've already done the multiplication in this problem because it was in the parentheses. And remember, parentheses is that's right, the line leader. So it always goes first. So we don't have any more multiplication. Do we have any division in this problem? We do not. So we're going to mark that off. The next thing is going to be adding. Please excuse my dear aunt. Aunt stands for adding. So we're going to do the adding first, which is 25 plus 4. 25 plus 4 more is 29. So I'm going to have 29, and I'm going to bring down my minus sign and my 3. And the last operation that I have to solve for is subtracting, which is for Sally. So 29 minus 3 is 26. So we would say that 5 times 5 plus 4 minus 3 equals 26. All right, hopefully you're getting the hang of this. I'm going to do one more for you before you do some practice on your own on the slides today. So the last one that we're going to do is 6 plus 1 plus 2, times 7. Okay? So again, I'm going to write, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. First, we're going to do what's in parentheses first, the line leader. So we're going to do 2 times 7. Remember, if you don't know 2 times 7, you can do 7 plus 7. Or you can do 2 add 2 7 times. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Or you can count by 2s 7 times. All of those are going to give you the same answer. 2 times 7 equals 14. I'm still going to bring down my plus sign, my 1, my plus sign, and my 6. So we're done with parentheses because he's the line leader and he gets to go first. Exponents we don't have. Multiplying we already did. We don't have any division. The only two operations we have left are now adding. So I'm going to put a mark through division. So when you have adding, you're always going to start from left to right. If that's all you have left, you're going to add from the left all the way to the right. So 6 plus 1 is 7. So I'm going to write that. I'm going to bring down my plus sign and my 14. Okay. Then I'm going to add 7 plus 14. And 7 plus 14 is 21. So I know that 6 plus 1 plus 2 times 7 equals 21. Now, you're going to get to try your own hand at this today, and I'm going to look at the slides with you quickly to make sure that you understand. So let's look at problem number 1 that you have for your slides. It says use the order of operations, which is the please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, to solve this problem. Now, they don't have any parentheses in here, so P is parentheses, E is exponents. Next would be, do you remember? Please excuse my. What does my stand for? Multiplication. So in the next slide, they're kind of taking it step by step. They want you to solve. So you're going to solve 8 times 3. And then once you solve that, then you're going to add the 5. And you're going to select one of these numbers. Okay? All right, then on problem 2, it says use the order of operations to solve this expression. And you're going to solve, obviously, what's in parentheses first because that's the line leader. So you're going to solve 8 plus 2, and then go through each one, the exponents, the multiplying, the dividing, the adding, and the subtracting to solve those. If you have any questions, remember, I will be reviewing this on Zoom at 11 o'clock. Good luck.